What's going on? Thank you for tuning in today. Today, I wanted to talk about what is your interview process? What is your interviewing process for letting someone in your life? This is something that is very important, but we look at it like you kind of look at it in a crazy way because you think to yourself, why do I have to interview somebody to bring them into my life? The same reason the job does it. They want to make sure you have the same qualification. They want to make sure you have the qualifications that they need to fill that position. Now, when you want when you're bringing someone in your life, it's a position that needs to be filled, whether it's a boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, friend, job, whatever the case may be. You want to make sure that they're able to fill that position and do it efficiently. If it's like I said, if it's a relationship, you want to ask certain questions, before you move forward, and you invest your time and you invest your feelings. And those two things right there, investing your time and investing your feelings, that's something that when you invest time, you lost that. You can't get that back. Only thing you can get from that is learning the lesson of what you don't want. But when you invest your feelings, that's gonna cost you more time now. Now you at a point where even though you're not dealing with this person anymore, that costs you some time. I mean, that's gonna cost you some time because you constantly think about this person, and you might find yourself running back to the same thing that caused you pain, that caused you hurt, and it's not for you. And a way to look at it is set up that interviewing process. Don't go ham and ask like questions that you're only going to learn down the road, but you can ask questions that that are suitable for what you're looking for. An example would be short-term goals and long-term goals. You have to make sure this person is do they want kids, do they not want kids. And you can if you when you're asking the questions, you're literally just kind of saying, what's your resume? How did you treat people before? What are you really looking for? Because some people will just like, if you look at it from a job point of view, some people will get a job and they're like, oh no, I can start right away and I'm a fast learner, and it's like, in all honesty, if they were being 100% honest, all they really want is a job for right now so they can get some money in their pocket. And then after that, they're gonna go somewhere. When the offer's better, they're gonna go somewhere. They're gonna go where the offer's at. If you look at it from a relationship point of view, if you even made it to that far, they gonna want to, you know, do something. They gonna want to, do something sexually, whatever the case may be, get what they want out of that, and then when it's a better offer that comes along, they gonna go to that person. This is man or woman. It's not just one specific gender. It's man or woman that can do this. But what is your interviewing process? Like I said, there's some things that will happen. It just takes time to happen. It needs situations in order for you to be able to learn from that. In order for you to be able to know what this person is about. But you could put certain things in play, and this is letting the person know, like, hey, look, if you want to be in my space, if you want to be in my area, and you want to, and I'm gonna dedicate my feelings towards you, this is what is required of me. Because if you don't ask these questions up front, once feelings are involved, you may not see it, or you may think that it's different for you, but you'll start to lower your standards a little bit. You'll deal with a little bit more, you'll go through a little bit more, you'll put up with that, and then you'll start justifying why. Oh well, it's just because we got so much invested in this, because after they 90-day probation era, however you want to look at it, after that little probation era where the walls of the guard has come down, now they're like, well, I can act a fool now because this person, they trust me. This, like I said, this can be a boyfriend, girlfriend, this can be a friend. There's people in your life where they'll be like, that's my friend. But after a while, them being your friend, they'll do like they'll do little sucker stuff. And then you'll see it, but then you'll start justifying like, well, you know what? They're going through a lot. Or you'll start saying things like, well, I've known it for so long, and why would they do that? Why wouldn't they do that? If they're getting away with it, why wouldn't they do it? You're not telling them to stop. And in their head, they're more like, well, I would have told you who I was, but you didn't ask any questions. And sometimes we're in need for people to be in our space and in our lives because you get a little lonely, and you want companionship, you want friendship, you want something. Like I said, it's that person that they just wanted a job. They want some money in their pocket. It wasn't about the job. They just wanted some money in their pocket, and then once they were able to get that money in their pocket and buy what they wanted from it or get what they wanted out of it, now they're on to the next thing. Or they don't treat the job that seriously. You're not priority anymore. because now they feel like, well, you need me, I don't need you anymore. So by putting these questions into play from the jump, you're letting the person know that you're serious about the direction you're going down. If you say you're looking for a serious relationship, if you're saying you're looking for a company that you can seriously grow with, if you're looking for a true friend, these are the things you're going to build on. And I feel like we took questions out of certain things because we say things like, oh, it shouldn't be that difficult, it should just flow. But then sometimes when you say things like it should just flow, and there's a lot of people who can relate to this too, the relationship should just flow, and then like a year later, you going through some crazy stuff. Now you got to go see somebody and speak to somebody, and then your friends looking at you like, yo, why do you even go through that for? You didn't ask the proper questions in the first part because you just wanted what you wanted. And then after that, now that person got what they want, now you need them. So from an employee point of view, that person could just wanted a job, like I said, and then after their 90-day probationary or whatnot, maybe somebody quit. But maybe this person was already acting up at first, and then a couple people quit, and now the job is like, well, we can't fire him because, him or her, because, we need people now. We need bodies now. Don't trade a body or don't trade something special just for a body. Yes, I know you may want somebody there to confide in, or you may want somebody there to just to love or to cherish, to build memories with. That's great. You should. But let's make sure we got the proper preparation in order to have these things in our life, because you want to create longevity. And just because you ask these questions up front, it doesn't mean that things will always go right. It's all about compatibility. And that's what it's based off. If you gotta be compatible with a job. When you get in a job, the job gotta be compatible for you. It gotta make sense for you, and it gotta make sense for them. You gotta get along with the team, and the team gotta be able to get along with you, because they're supposed to pay you for your services. You are supposed to have somebody that you can build memories with. With a relationship, that's what you're supposed to have. I'm supposed to be able to build memories with you and have good times with you. And bad times will come. I'm supposed to be able to trust you. But if you're out there just doing things because I won't leave, or if you're out there doing things because like, oh, she tolerates that, or what is she gonna do? She can't do any better. He can't do any better, or for whatever reason, they're telling you what it is, and you just want to keep the body around because, well, it's familiar. You don't want to like lose it, because then you got to work a little bit harder. You got to get through your problems by yourself. But taking the time to really ask those questions up front will better help you steer and navigate through certain things when it comes to those relationships of any sort. Like I said, friendship, job, or relationship, it will help you better because you're more aware of what's up front now. And sometimes you got to read in between the lines, because some people will lie to you. They really want to. Sometimes you're so great at what you do, they'll lie to you just to get you on the team, just to be on your team. And I've had it happen to me. I've seen it happen to people where they will give you false information, and then when it comes down to it, just like, well, you're here now, so what are you gonna do? You're gonna quit? You're gonna make the best of it? And there's times where I've been lied to with certain details about a job, and then when I get there, then it's just like, well, dang, I already quit the job where I was at, so I can't go back there. Now I got to deal with what you put me through, for whatever reason. But after a while, like I started learning that, wherever I went, I started to interview people. If with anything, mainly with the job. Like when I go to a job, they interview me, and they'll always ask, do you have any questions for me? Yeah, I pull out my list of questions, and I'm gonna start interviewing you. How do you move as a person? Do you see yourself as a leader or a boss? When it comes to relationship, are you open-minded, or are you just gonna run this as a dictatorship? Do you feel that I am, do you feel like because you make more money, as far as a relationship, you make more money, so you should be able to talk to me any way you want to talk to me, or are you able to work things out? And just because those are making more than somebody, like your rank, your title, that's a title. That has nothing to do, with your relationship. When two people come together, it should be more of, you should be wanting to work things out because you want to work things out, and not feel like I don't have to explain myself to you because I'm the breadwinner. And like I said, that's man or woman, whoever it is. No one gives you the right to speak to anybody like that. Because at the end of the day, a relationship is a mutual agreement. A job is a mutual agreement. When you come onto that job and you whatever, if the higher the position, you got to sign a contract. Some people will try to assign you to a contract for a year, or however many years you got to be at this place for a certain amount of money. But it's a mutual agreement. You don't have to sign. So let's make sure we're taking those necessary steps. We're coming up with those questions, and we have our interviewing process for whoever we choose to have in our lives. Because people, like I said, sometimes you will find yourself in positions where you are so great at what you do that people just want to get on the wagon with you. They just got to be, around you. And if there are people that want to learn from you, I think that's great. That's amazing. You should take the time to show them, maybe point them in a good direction, show them some skills, or, speak to them, whatever case may, whatever is suitable for your schedule or for your path in life. But, don't just bring somebody on without asking certain questions, and then don't ask a question, but then give them the answer to it. Because then that's just saying, like, I just need a body right now. If that's the case, you could be upfront. Just let them know, like, hey, look, we just need people right now. We're seriously understaffed. If it's a relationship, you just let them know, like, hey, look, I'm just looking for somebody to, to go to the movies with, to go to dinner with, or to have some type of, companionship with, or phone conversation, whatever it is. You could be upfront. But, let's be intentional. Let's be intentional with our purpose. Just be upfront with it, because then a person knows what they're getting into. And when both people know what they're getting into, no one's getting hustled. And then from there, you can start to build on that. And then you will find out more things about that person. And that's the time that it's going to take to learn these things. For me, that's the best part about it. I get time to be able to grow with this person, learn with this person, and grow with this job, so on and so forth. But let's start to put that interviewing process and procedure, and let's start to ask questions up front. Don't wait till your feelings is involved. Don't wait until you're financially dedicated to something to where now you can't leave that job, or you feel like, well, I have no other friends, whatever the case may be. Ask your questions up front, and start your interview process. Thank you guys for listening, and have a good one.